Oh, good evening, everybody. We are live on Facebook, so I'll wait for everybody to get here. And we are live on YouTube. Whoop whoop. Evening, everybody. Depends what you're talking to, Rob. So let's pop over to YouTube. Oh no, it's very sunny here. I've got my curtains closed. Hi everybody, there's too many of you there now to start chasing by. Hi Lona, Leslie, Anna, Lynn, Chrissy, Helen. You're gonna like these, Deborah, Andreen, Carol. I'm gonna take this off just so you can't see anything that's new there just yet. And you'll recognize these when I show you in a second. We're gonna wait till everybody gets here. And then I'll show you. Oh, you got home, Mel? Yeah, I'm much better, thank you. More or less back to normal, about 98%. Oh, Teresa, calling me by my Sunday name, Philip. That's what my mum usually does. Or if I'm in trouble, obviously. So, hi, Anne. Kay, Margaret, Rose, Sue, Jenny. Oh, going too quick now. Michelle. I'm just scrolling back if it lets me. Christine, Debbie, Anne, Heather, everybody. So you're all starting to get here now. You're going to like these. So we've got a bit of a sneaky peek. Not just a sneaky peek. You can actually order them tonight. These are what I'm releasing on TV on Thursday. They've actually been in the warehouse for about 3 weeks, a month. And this is a last minute show for TV. I wasn't going to do this month, but I am. So I am going to be on at 1 and 5 on Thursday with these and some other bits that you've already probably seen. So these 3 texture dies, I was going to save them, but they do coordinate with some of the grey board. Have you done more of those coin stamps from last week yet? Oh my God, give me a minute, Rob. I'm good, bro. I'm not that good. I will. It's on my list. Emma's been reminding me as well on Facebook. Hi, Kevin, Wendy, Maureen, Caroline, Linda, Marie, Sandy, and everybody that I've missed. Panicking as you couldn't find me. Bless you. Hi, Lovey. Julia, Brenda. Right, so yeah, relatively easy demo tonight. I say that like it's true, but it is easy by my standards. Oh, you can actually see a little bit sneaking out. Hi, Elaine. Oh, there you go. I'm going to move it. I'll show you Alison, where were you in the group? I'm going to show you the 3 new dies in a second, and then we can get on with the demo. Thanks, Teresa. She says I'm not in trouble. That's brilliant. I might be. You never know. Hi, Nina. It's definitely on my list. Hi, Steve. Oh, I'm liking this. There's more fellas joining us. Welcome. Hi, Jennifer. Looking forward to tonight. Yeah, I'm feeling much better, thank you. I haven't stopped all day. So if I start talking crap, let me know. It's probably exhaustion. I've got a really busy week this week. So let me just say before I start, for anybody who hasn't yet booked on the watercolour masterclass with the blending brush pens, I'm going to see if I can get you a link. So people that are not on Facebook may not have seen that I'm doing this workshop. Where is it? Just bear with me. Online workshop. So for anybody who has my watercolour blending brush pens, get yourself booked into this online workshop. If you haven't done one before, just have a look at what everybody says. The online workshops are really good fun. It's with me. I do it all step by step, along with you. And when we did the last one a couple of Sundays ago, we were saying that it would be a good idea to show you how to get the most. Let me just grab a set. How to get the most from your blending brush pens. So I've managed to squeeze in, and I know it's short notice, but the last day for booking this workshop is actually tomorrow. So you would have to book it tonight. It's on the Sentimentally Yours page, Patricia. So if you have my watercolor blending brush pens and you want to learn how to use them properly, and I'm actually also going to teach you some freehand watercoloring with the pens. It's dead easy, honestly, nothing to be scared about. And you'll learn loads, and you will get lots and lots of skills from using the watercolor pens. So I've popped the link on Facebook, and I've also popped it on YouTube. It is next, when is it? This Sunday? This Sunday at 3 p.m. till 6 p.m. And I'm doing it at that time so that my American friends can join us, because the 11 a.m. starts are too early for them. So we're doing a 3 p.m. start. It's 3 p.m. my time, Hope. I'm not sure what time it is yours. Get yourself booked on, Rob. If you've never done an online workshop, well, you can imagine we have a laugh, but it's also about me teaching you. That's the main thing. It's uninterrupted time. It's much more relaxed than the lives, because we are doing it step by step, and I'm doing it step by step along with you. Anyway, so that's that. I've got that out of the way. How do you watch the Thursday night demo? Yeah, it's in the Facebook group. You just need to look for media or videos or something in the Facebook group. Yeah, it's 3 p.m. UK time, man. 3 p.m. UK time. Yeah. There you go. And so hopefully, Hope, that's a better time for you to be able to join in the actual live workshop. Loving the workshops. So I have planned an in-store one, which I will tell you all about at the end of this live. I'm just going to show you the colours that I'm using tonight, because I know you like to know what I'm using. So these are two of the new VersaFine Clairs, and I'm just going to show you the papers. So when I was prepping this demo, this is one of my, I'll tell you about that in a minute, because we've got a 30% off code for these papers. When I was prepping the demo, I was trying to find an ink pad that matched these papers. Oops, let's bring that down. There you go, that's better. I was trying to find an ink pad that matched these papers, so I thought this one would be a perfect match. And it's actually a really gorgeous colour, look at that. So this one is the Very Perry, but it's not quite perfect. So I grabbed the Lilac Bloom, and the Lilac Bloom is not quite perfect. But look what happens when you overlap them. So that colour in the middle, where you overlap them, is perfect. How about that? So Lilac Bloom and Very Perry are the two colours that I am using tonight. It's a beautiful colour palette in its own right, but the overlap is stunning. That colour in the middle is gorgeous. Anyway, so let's get on with these new dyes. So they are available for you to order tonight. Hi Hazy babe, how you doing? No, there's no rusty hinge tonight. The colours are gorgeous. I absolutely love them. And the workshop on Sunday, is the workshop on a Sunday? It's difficult for me because of church stuff. Oh, I'm sorry, Jennifer, it is. I always tend to do them on a Sunday because it's the quietest day for me. Even on Saturday, my phone never stops. So it is 3 p.m. if that helps, Jennifer. It is an afternoon one rather than a daytime one, if that helps. Apologies if it doesn't, but Sunday is the best day for me to do these. Right, so so let's show you these new texture dyes. So you will recognise them from the grey board that we did last month. I'm going to get Karen to pop the links on. I need to do it on YouTube, I think. So, link is on YouTube. And I'm going to actually pop the link on Facebook whilst I'm sat here. Just looking pretty. So you can order these tonight. Hiya, Chook. So here we go. So there are 3 new texture dies. We've had these in the warehouse for about 3 weeks, a month already, but I've been hanging on and waiting to release them. You will recognise them from the designs of the new grey board. Now, when I released the new grey board, the A5 grey board, I had so many people messaging me going, they'd be brilliant as dies. They'd be brilliant as dies. Well, I already had them. So the dies are obviously smaller than the grey board. These are A6, the same as all my other texture dies, and they're absolutely fabulous. I'm going to show you them cut out in a minute on my boards. So I'm going to flip those over and show you what we have. So we have the posh plaid, we have the ornate circles, and we have the intricate tiles. These were my 3 favourites from the new grey board, and you've now got them in die form, A6 dies, and they are stunning. Emma, they're fabulous. Wait till you see how beautiful they are cut out. You've seen the grey board already, so you know the grey board is gorgeous, but now you've got the ability to use the dies, and the dies are obviously a little bit more intricate, and you can cut them through cardstock, so you're going to be able to mix and match. So if you're not a fan of grey board, if you're not a fan of the grey board, you've got the die option now as well. The workshop on Sunday, it is, Hope, it is, but tomorrow is the last day to book. It'll be worth every penny. You're going to learn loads. So link is on. You can get these tonight. You can actually, it's not a pre-order, you can actually order them tonight. They've been in the warehouse for ages. So let's show you how they look cut out. So this is the ornate circles. I'll show you that way because I can get it all in the shot. Ornate circles, and you can see straight away your brain goes to like paper piecing. I'm never going to do it because it just takes too long. But if you've got time, you imagine paper piecing the different sections in there. So that is the ornate circles. This is my favourite. This is my favourite. I shouldn't have favourites, but this is it. This is the intricate tiles. And you can see how you can strip these down into borders. You can tear into them. You can put your pearls in there. And if you remember, I've made sure that all our pearls fit in these little circles. So that is the intricate tiles. And the last one is the posh plaid. Now, the posh plaid is one that you're going to use for Christmas, I think. So you're going to be able to use this one for Christmas because it's a very, very versatile design, and it looks good just as it is. So they are your 3 new texture dies that coordinate with the grey board or on their own. How gorgeous are they? I'm going to get a drink. Before we start this demo. So remember, the texture dies were designed for adding obviously instant texture, but you can do so much more with them. If you've seen how we use the chalk paints, you're going to be able to use these with the chalk paints, with the luster powders, well, with just about anything, your embossing powders. Ouch, I think I've got that too high. I have. So let's get on with the demo. Before I start the actual card, I'm going to do a quick little... Yours come on the magnetic sheets, by the way, so yours will come on the A6 magnetic storage sheets, not the A5 like mine. I have 2 on a sheet just to save space. Just to save some space. So before I actually get on with the card, I want to show you a different way to use these. So when I was getting ready, I thought, oh, this was going to be part of my demo. and I changed my mind halfway through. Yeah, they are all beautiful, and it's not so much that they are beautiful designs, it's what you can do with them. They give you a lot of scope to tear them, tuck them under your flowers, just literally have them with a sentiment. I think it was, oh, I can't show you. The design team have done some amazing samples, but you won't see them until Thursday. Yes, Helen. Yes, it will be, Helen. So let me just show you another way to use these before we get on with the actual demo. So most people have got circle dies, square dies, rectangle dies, etc, etc, etc. And one of the things that I really love about these dies is the different ways you can use them. It's roasting in my room. I'm just going to put my fan on. Absolutely roasting in here. Oh, let me show you. Look, I've been bit. Look, little swines. Anyway. So many different ways you can use these. You can actually transform your die cut, so your regular dies, and that's what I've got here. So if I just show you, if I pop the, not that one, if I pop this over here, you can see you can get it underneath your frame. And I'm going to do that now just to show you. We're creating our own little lattice. So easy to do. So I'm going to just pop that under here. I've just done this in plain white card. So this is just showing you another way to use these. You can do this with all your dies as well. So let me just try and get that more central. Up, down, left, right. Up, down, left, right. There we go. So hold that in place. Oh, I bet that's sore, Emma. And then all we're going to do is snip off the excess. So we've now taken an A6 die, and we've created our own textured frame. So easy to do. So easy to do. So I'm cutting this underneath the circle. You can obviously do this with rectangles or squares or whatever dies you've got. I'm just trying to get underneath the circle. Look what we've done. How beautiful is that? How gorgeous is that? Just from 2 die cuts. Isn't that fabulous? And then the other thing that you can do, so if I pop that over the top of that spare circle from last week's happy hour, look how gorgeous that is. Isn't that fabulous? I've been bit twice there, and I've also got 2 on my foot. So then if I move on to the smaller circle, so this is the circle that came out of the middle of there, we're going to do this the opposite way around. So glue on my mat. So glue on my mat. It's the easiest way to do this, unless you've got the brush applicator glue. This is the easiest way to do it. So glue on my mat, just see how much space I need. I'm just going to rub that in the glue. Clean my fingers. Now I need to just point out to you all that these dies, let me just see if I can get this more central. Oh, this looks so good. I'm just trying to get it central. So turn it over, hold it down for a second. It's important to mention to you that I told you we've had these dies in the warehouse for about 3 weeks, a month. And I've held on and held on. I was going to save them for next month. But of course we know what's coming next month. So this is why you've got a smaller new release this time. Rather than bringing you a load of stuff all at once, this should give you a chance to get these. So this time I am going to go close to the edge. So I'm cutting from underneath. And when I get to the actual card demo, I'm going to show you something else to do with these that's really, really pretty. I just wanted to give you a couple of new ideas because I've not shown you this before, I don't think. I'm going to get a breather in a minute and drink my coffee. I can see... Oh, look at that. That's just fabulous. And this is just white on white. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? So turn it round into a diamond. So that's the squares, which looks fabulous. White on white. Turn it on an angle. And then you've got diamonds. I love them. Hi, Dawn. And then, again, let's just pop that on there. So you see how it would look in a frame on a frame. In a frame on a frame. How fab is that? So many different ways you can use these. If you haven't had any of my texture dies, get them. Because there's just a lot of different things you can do with them. Right. Now let's get on with the actual demo. Just incidental, let me just show you the difference in size. I've got a lot on here, I know I have. This is a clean and simple this is a clean and simple demo. Let me just show you the difference in size from the grey board. Hang on, I am using that piece. So that's the difference in size with the grey board, look. It's about half the size of the grey board. Now you're going to be able to use both of these things together. I haven't, Mel, not yet, because I ain't got to that part. So let me just, what I've done here, look, is I only wanted a strip to go at the side of my card. So I've literally just chopped that off, look. And I've created a little border from the A5 one. So the fact that we've now got two different sizes of the same design, for me, as a I know, clean and simple demo. I do always put ish in brackets just because we know it's never going to be hello sweetheart, I came in when you said you've been bitten by I do always put clean and simple ish because my version of clean and simple is not the same as everybody else's. So just to give you a little heads up, because I've told you can already order these tonight, you're going to get these probably the day I'm on TV. So let's show you what I've got here, because I've got quite a few bits. Surprise, surprise. And a little hair. It's not curly, don't worry. That's because I twirl my hair all the time. So this is going to be a really easy demo to do. Really, really, really easy. With lots and lots of texture. So we're going to use these. We're going to use this in two different sections. So this is the intricate circles I've got here. Let me just get rid of my big scissors. Just... You absolutely can. Hi, Sherry. Oh, actually, do you know what? Before I start, I'm going to give you the code for the papers. Because I know I'm going to forget if I don't. So the papers I've got on here... and I'm sorry, I should have told you at the beginning. Because if you've gone for the dies, you might want the papers as well. So the papers I've got on here... are the Beautiful Brushstrokes Aurora. Love these. I loved them when I did them, and I love them just as much now. And you've got 4 different colourways. I've only got 2 in this tub, but there are 2 more. And we've done the thing for you again with the 30% off code. So if you go for the papers, if you go for the papers when you check out, if you put in papers in the code when you're checking out, if you put papers in capital letters, you are going to get 30% off these paper packs. Now, just a little heads up, the Aurora, which is the one that I've used, and the Terra Nova are going to be sold out really, really quickly, and I won't be getting them again. So Aurora and Terra Nova are the ones that are going to go the quickest. There you go. Well, on the lives, Phill, usually dirty and complicated. Hi, Deirdre. Yeah, I'm back on CNC Thursday at 1 and 5. So these are the papers I've got. These are the Aurora ones. So let's get on with this demo. So the tag, I'm literally doing nothing to the tag except for sticking the paper on top. The tags that I'm using are the Gothic top tags, because I wanted the fancy top. I will get a breather in a minute. I love these dies. In fact, I'm going to show them you, because I've still got mine on my desk. That is the Gothic top tag dies. They are on the links. Hi, Annette. Annette, do you not just go to the Sentimentally Yours page and it's there for you at the top? Yeah, it should just be there if you... 5 and yeah, I'm on a 1 and 5. 1 and 5 on Thursday. Yeah, so this is the Gothic top layering tag dies, and you know I love tags. You can't go wrong. So we are using it as it is, just like that, just with the paper laid on top. And the paper itself, so the paper itself we are going to edge with gesso. So I'm just going to soften the edges with gesso. Now, you're used to seeing me do this with a brush, but tonight I'm just giving this a shake because I've not used it for a few weeks. But tonight I'm using a bit of cut and dry foam. How strange, isn't it? Deirdre says she gets notifications. If you've followed and liked the Sentimentally Yours page, you should. But this is Facebook we're talking about. But you should get a notification when I'm live. The papers are beautiful. If you haven't seen the beauty, I'm going to get a link for you. Hang on, everybody. I'm just going to get a link for you to the beautiful brushstrokes papers. I did do them a while ago, but they're absolutely beautiful. They do all the I'm just going to pop it in. The beautiful brushstrokes give you all that lovely texture. So if you're a little bit scared of creating your own texture with paints and things, these absolutely give it you. And you can see the colour palette in this. It's like a lovely purple down to a lilac-y cornflower colour. It's fabulous. Fabulous. Marie says she doesn't get notifications from Facebook. Do you know what? That's Facebook full stop, isn't it? That's just Facebook full stop. It makes its own rules up. I don't know whether you've noticed, but in our little Facebook group, I can't tag any of my pages anymore. So I can't add a link or a tag to the Sentimentally Yours page or my page or the shop page. It's just bizarre. Anyway, that was my back. So we're going to use a little bit of cut and dry. Now, I've not used cut and dry foam for ages. You can actually see this has been in my drawer for years. Years and years and years, and it's not even white anymore. Jenny says her notification. These are the beautiful brush strokes. Did I put the link on? Yeah, Tina, if you just scroll up a few comments, if you scroll up to the comments, I've put a link on to the beautiful brush strokes. The code when you're checking out for 30% off, oh, it's there, look, Karen's just done it as well, is papers. So you just need to type in papers in capital letters and you'll get 30% off any of the beautiful brushstroke papers. So tonight we are going to edge this, but I'm doing it with a bit of cut and dry foam. And I'm also going to colour this grey board in gesso. So I'm literally, look, using the gesso like I would do an ink pad. Let me show you, look. So I'm literally going around the edge with the cut and dry and the gesso and just using it as you would an ink pad. And what that gives you is a really lovely soft, now remember gesso dries translucent, it gives you a lovely soft feathery edge, which is fabulous. Oops, apart from that bit. So I'm going to have to make the other one the same. Bear with me. That's better. This is a really nice way, an alternative to finding a white ink pad. Look how pretty that is. Lovely soft edge. Pop that to one side. And we're going to do the same. We're going to sponge on the gesso onto the grey board. Now I know this will take a few coats, but sponging it on is actually a little bit quicker and it applies it thinner. So that will dry quicker than waiting for a brush to dry. I'm not sure whether I've ever shown you this before, so apologies if I never have. But if I bring this in and show you now, by applying it with a little bit of sponge, you don't get the paint, you don't get the gesso dripping through. Yeah, you don't get the gesso. You don't get the I've said it again. You don't get the gesso. You don't get the gesso dripping through like you do with paint. Now I know that we'll need another couple of coats, so I'll pop that to one side. Oops, pop that to one side. Look at the state of me. You know when I said clean and simple, I think the simple part was me and the clean was anything but my desk. I've seen you do it with a stipple brush but not with the sponge. Yeah, there you go, another top tip. Full of it. Full of it. Right, so I'll leave that there until we get to that stage. Oh, I've just seen a massive spider crawling down my curtains. How did you get in here? And when I say massive, well, I might be exaggerating. So this little frame is from the framed sentiments. I've got the birthday wishes here. I thought it was the wrong time of year for spiders to be coming in. So this is from the birthday wishes set. Yep, so this is just the frame. And the only reason I've cut this out is because I wanted the border. So I'm going to snip that. I want to create a little border with this to tuck underneath my tag. So I'm just snipping that. It doesn't have to be neat because it's going to be tucked. It's going to be tucked underneath this tag. Oh, it might be long enough. Oh, it's typical. 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 So we're going to tuck that underneath here. And just chop off the end of this one. Perhaps the spider knows something you don't. Possibly so. The code for the papers is papers. Just papers in capital letters, Tina. Hi, Helen. Do you need all 4 sets? So Linda's just asking me if you need all 4 sets of pens for Sunday. So originally I said yes, but do you know what, Linda? I think you'll probably be able to manage with less. So if you've only got a couple of sets of the pens, don't panic. Just get yourself booked on quick, because you really don't want to miss that workshop on Sunday. And you can just use alternatives. Yeah, papers in capital letters. Oh no, spiders don't bother me. Spiders don't bother me. So now I can just overlap that. So here we go. Let me just get this on. I'm going to show you how to do this. So I don't know whether you noticed, because I was too busy talking when I was doing it. This is a really good way to make the most from your framed sentiments dies. It's just another use, just something else you can do with these lovely little frames and all these. If you haven't seen the framed sentiments collection, go and have a look. They're stunning. So all you need to do is just chop the top off one, the bottom off another, and then I can overlap this, you see. So I can overlap that and create a seamless border. There you go. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. So I'm going from here. So I just want a fancy edge down one side of this tag. I'll just take that in a little bit. I love it when dies do more than one job. And then I'm going to overlap this at the back. So if I just overlap this section here, look. You would never know that that was 2 pieces. Adders. So I've now created just one side. I only wanted it on one side. That lovely little fancy edge. I'm going back to my gesso. Let me just get the lid on here so I can shake it again. Don't let me shake it with the lid off. The reason I'm doing this is because I want some of the gesso on the lid. Perfect. This will probably take about 4 coats because I want it to be white. Don't that look fab? Marvellous, I'll leave that there. Don't let me shake that when I pick it back up. I'm just reading your comments. So we've now added that lovely little fancy edge, and you know what I'm going to do to that? It's going to be glittered. So I'm not glittering the whole tag, just the fancy edge. There we go. Pop that to one side. I'm just making some space for myself. Oops. So now we'll bring in the texture die. So I already know what I'm going to do with this, and I'm going to tear it. I know. That was the whole point. Look at that now, look. Look how lovely and soft that's gone. And that's dry. What's that? You have one new invitation. Somebody's invited me to something on... I've just had an email. So this can go straight on. This is just a 7x7 card. It's actually one of the smallest cards I've... No, it's not the smallest I've ever done, but you get the gist. I don't normally do small cards. And a 7x7 is small to me. Seven inches is small to me. Oops, camera's multitasking. Let me just pop back to YouTube. Some spiders bite. I don't do spiders. I'd be out of there. It was massive. You could have a house if it's big enough. Yeah, you probably could. Ellen says she'd be screaming the house out. They don't bother me. Spiders won't hurt you. What have I missed? Gesso, gesso, gesso. I'm just reading back. There we go. I'm just reading back, see if I've missed anything. I know, Janet, I know, I feel your pain. Hope says I still think Phil needs a kitchen roll company. Oh, that's bugging me. Hang on. I'm just going to get some foam tape. I think I've used about 10 rolls of foam tape this week. Right, so this can now go on, make sure that's dry, it is. This can now go on the card. Actually, look how good that looks just after 2 coats. That actually looks really good just after 2 coats. I'm going to do another coat in a second. Yep, you absolutely can, Susan. So if it's gone really thick, not sure why, well, I don't know where you've kept it, but is it mine, Susan? Before I tell you what to do with it. I don't mind, man. Cheryl, you've missed the new textured eyes. Karen's just put a message in the class group. Cobwebs you don't like. Yeah, same, Dawn, same. So I'm just popping this on foam tape. And then I can pop that to one side and just glitter around the edge and leave it whilst we do everything else. I told you I've been busy today. I've not eaten, so if you hear my stomach rumbling, I'll blame it on the chair. Yes, of course. Yeah, just so Susan's just saying her gesso's gone really thick. What I would probably do, Susan, is just do a couple of squirts of water in it from your mister. Just a couple. Don't go mad with it. You don't want it too diluted. If I'm absolutely honest with you, Susan, I would keep it the way it is. Yeah, I would keep it the way it is and just get another pot. But because sometimes it's handy to have your gesso thicker. But a couple of squirts of water, shake it up, and then just leave it. None of mine have gone thick, so I'm jealous. So I'm just popping this on. I wonder if it's because I use it more often though, Susan. So it's not got time to settle. So this teeny tiny 7x7 card is going on. No, don't chuck it, keep it. Lynn, I agree, Chris. I made a 7x7 card and had to send it as a large letter, which cost £1.52. Wow. I've got no idea about the cost of postage. No idea. I'm oblivious. I couldn't tell you what a pint of milk or a loaf of bread costs. But I can tell you that my coffee is £7.50 a jar in Sainsbury's. I can tell you that much. You don't use it very much. That's possibly why, Susan. So yeah, just get some water, just a couple of squirts of water, and well, hopefully now I've just shown you this round the edge, you'll use it more, especially with your Christmas cards, because it looks nice on your Christmas cards. Oh, I like it both ways. Oh, I like it both ways. Yeah, I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to do it that way. So I'm just quickly going to glitter around the edge of here. I'll do another recap of the new dies in a second. After I've put another layer. After I've put another layer on the circles. Oh, that was nearly a schoolboy error. I nearly went for the wrong one. So here we go. It just means this can be drying whilst I'm doing the other jobs. So clean and simple, sort of. So put that over there out of the way. I'm going to give this another one more dab in the gesso. Just in case anybody's going to do this cut and dry trick with the gesso, don't throw your sponge away. So this little bit of sponge, once it's dried up, don't throw it away, because when it's crusty, it's actually a nice way to add texture. That's perfect now, look at that. From that to that, fabulous. Do you take your coffee black, Phill? No. Which is a problem, because I sit it on this heater, which is why it gets this skin on it. And I've just had a big gulp of coffee. That'll keep me going. Right, so coming back to the texture dye. So I know for the card that I'm doing this evening that I need to tear this. Yeah, Janet says it's much better in white. Yeah, it is. It's lovely in white. I will just say to you all, I mean, I love grey board. You know, I'm a massive fan of grey board, because it is a fabulous way to add texture to your cards or any of your projects, and it doesn't add weight. It's as light as a feather. If you haven't had grey board, I'm laughing at Chuke. If you haven't had any grey board, just treat yourself to any of the pikes, and it's actually really nice, just done with clear embossing powder. So if you dab your VersaFine, your Versamark on it, and emboss it with clear embossing powder, it looks like craft. It looks like glossy craft, and it's really pretty. So I'm now going to take this texture dye and I'm going to tear it into bits. So doesn't matter where, I just know I just need two sections. Yeah. So I've torn this now in half. I'm just going to tear the top bit. This is why I love these dyes so much. Look at that. Instant texture. Instant. So I'm just pulling into it, and it looks marvellous. Now, as good as I am not keeping this. This is rubbish. A skinny latte, yeah. My favourite is actually a latte macchiato, but you can't get them so readily over here. So we are now going to take these two pieces. So we've gone from one piece, and I've literally torn it. I'm not going to worry about these edges, because they are going to be tucked underneath, so you're not going to see much of the edges. but it's going to be the other way around. So these are going to be like that on my project. Yeah. It does a little bit, Chrissy, actually, yeah. Go to the trouble of die cutting and then tear it up. Yeah, I know, but it's texture. And you imagine... Let me just find a little scrap. I want you to think outside the box with these dies, because they are not just A6 dies. Let me just find a scrap. That's too big. Oh, that'll do. I've got a nice die cut oval here, look. I want you to think outside of the box in what you do with these texture dies. It's not just about cutting them as they are. So as they are is beautiful, but they are A6. And the whole point, if you remember when I did my very first release of texture dies, the whole point... Oh, do you know what, Emma? I think I've got one in the attic. The whole point of these was to give you choices and options and different ways to add texture to your cards or your canvas or your journals or whatever it is you do. These dies offer choice. So if I wanted to now, you see when we did the circle, I don't know where I've put it, but we've now torn this. So if I then went onto the oval, look, so I've torn it in half. If I went onto the oval and snipped it again, look what you will have created. You will have created a dimensional textured oval from 2 pieces of cardstock. It's just amazing. It's so easy. So get them out, get them ordered, and have a play. Remember, you're going to get these dies more or less the day I'm on TV. What am I doing now? Somebody tell... Oh, yeah. So what I want to do now is glitter these. I want to glitter the whole thing. Now, for some reason, I cannot find any of my glue with the brush applicator. And I've got about 6. Just bear with me. Let me have one more quick scan on my other desk. No, I don't know where any of it is. So somebody has been in my craft room and pinched all my glue with the brush applicators. Or I've left them at Create and Craft. Oh, I've got one here. Woo woo. I found one. Found one. Woo woo. That's cheered me up. So let's just see if I can get in it. Oh yes, lovely. So this is kind of thick and gloopy as well. It's been sat here for ages. That's perfect. So you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to glitter the whole thing. So I'm doing it on my other little mat over on this side. So I'm just going over the whole thing. And I'm going to apologise to you all if you haven't seen these before and we haven't got any. I'm sorry. It's because every time I use them, people go mad for them. And it means you can add glue, look, to intricate dies. Look at this. This is absolutely stunning. Look how we've changed this die again. Look at that. How different does it look just with a little bit of glitter on it? And you imagine, everybody, that tiles one. I should have used the tiles tonight because it's actually my favourite. The intricate tiles is actually my favourite, which I shouldn't have favourites, but it is. But you imagine that intricate tiles done like this. It's stunning. And it's a bit of scrap card die cut with a little bit of glue and a little bit of glitter. How fabulous is that? It's very pretty. Yeah, probably. The spiders probably run off with the glitter, the glue with the brush. Oh, that's brilliant. Little tea leaf Leodie. No, Leo, I would give it to Leodie. Not it, but the glue. Right, so let's just clean that off there. I'm going to pause for a breath because I haven't shut up since we started. So let me just clean my mess. I'm going to show you the dies one more time. And then I won't show you again until the end. I'm just going to drag this over here to let it dry a second. Yeah, stick his web back together. Oh, Caroline. Interesting. Right, so let me just show you the dies again. I think Kara's been popping links on for you all. Oh, look at my coffee. So your 3 new texture dies are available individually, or you can buy them as a trio with a 15% saving. And you've got Karen to thank for that, as always, because I don't do that. Yeah, cover it in glitter. So on the left here is my personal favourite. If you look at this, I wished I got one. Have I got one cut? I don't know whether I have. If you look at this intricate tiles one, can you see how that is going to fit on your square cards, on your rectangle cards, your 5, 7x5s, your A5s, etc, etc. It's going to be perfect on it. So that is the intricate tiles. You've got borders with all of them really, so you can create little borders. You can join this one up to make a bigger piece. You can chop it into corners, so you can chop them into corners. So we're looking at a texture die that can do corners, borders, lacy doodahs like we did on here. Lacy doodahs, lacy frames. You can add texture onto plain die cut pieces of card. You can glitter it, you can emboss it, you can stamp on it, you can do whatever you want to it. So the one on the left is my personal fave, which is the intricate tiles. The middle one is the ornate circles, which is the one that I've used this evening. And the one on the right is the posh plaid. Now, I can tell you now, when the Christmas release is coming next month, you're going to see the posh plaid used a lot on our Christmas projects, okay? So, just forewarned is forearmed. So that's how they look in die format. You are going to get them, as always, on an A6 magnetic storage sheet. This is how they look cut out. And these are quite small. It's deceiving. Let me just show you how big one of these little... So that is actually less than 2 centimetres. So one section of the intricate tiles is less than 2 centimetres. Yeah. So that is the intricate tiles. This is the posh plaid. And this is the ornate circles. So personally, dies that do lots and lots of different jobs, I just think are just a must-have, because they do more than one thing. They actually do more than 10 things, but there you go. And I've not even looked at paper piecing, because I am never going to have time to do it. But you imagine doing this in, I don't know, in 3 different shades of pink, and then paper piecing it all in. I wonder if anybody from my design team will have time to do that. That was me being subtle, DT. So the link I will grab for you now, because I can see these dies have been flying. I think Phil said any earlier. What did I say? Dawn, what have I missed? Looking forward to seeing the plaid die being used. Yeah, absolutely. You're going to see it embossed in Christmas colours. Kathleen's written on YouTube, I have a mental image of a glittery spider running up Phil's curtain. I don't mind spiders, bless them. They've got to have something to do. I'm just seeing if I've missed anything. So Dawn, I think Phil said any earlier. So Dawn, what did you ask? What did you ask? The problem with YouTube is I can't see the comments afterwards. Yeah, Sarah, that's a cracking idea. I've missed it. I've missed one of the questions, but oh, gems, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yep, so my gems will fit in the middle of, well, they'll go on all of them, obviously. Right, shut up talking, Phil, and let's start putting this card together. Where is it? Here it is. So we are now going to start building this. Oh no, we're not. I need to stamp on these flowers. I need to just stamp on my flowers quickly, everybody, and I need this colour. So I want this middle colour. So just in case anybody's going to replicate this project that I'm doing tonight, if you put the die cut onto white card, you could colour to give you, absolutely, Caroline, so many different ways to use them. So many. I think that's why I like them so much and why I keep adding to the texture dyes range, because you just can't have too many. So these are the colours in the new VersaFine Clair: Lilac Bloom and Very Perry. And I know that I need to put the Lilac Bloom ink on before the Very Perry. So I'm just quickly going to stamp these with the flower stamps. I'm going to do dots tonight. So I'm using the dotty stamps this evening. That's the one. I'm not bothered about lining it up perfectly, it doesn't matter to me, as long as I get some of this texture on. So the Lilac Bloom needs to go on the stamp first. And I already know that Lilac Bloom is the wrong colour. And then I'm going over the top with Very Perry. And this will now be the perfect colour. I'm standing up to do this. I'm just going to bring it down here so I can see where I'm going. Ignore my stomach rumbling. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at this colour. Look at this colour. Look at this colour. How fabulous is that? So now repeat. Isn't it fabulous that you've got ink pads that you can actually change the colour of? Just stamping it over here just so that I can see it better. And then move to the smaller one. These stamps are on the show as well, but we've only got a few of these left. So if you haven't had your flower stamps that coordinate with the dies, these two, there's not many left. Just forewarned is forearmed. I'll do you a little reminder about the papers while I'm stamping. So the papers I've used this evening are the Celestial. No, they're not. They are Aurora. And they are part of the Beautiful Brushstrokes collection. And if you're treating yourself to the papers this evening, any of the Beautiful Brushstrokes, you will get 30% off them if you pop in the code PAPERS in capital letters when you check out. I love that colour. Anybody that knows me knows that I am not a purple fan. Purple and lilac are the colours that I use the least. But that colour is stunning. It's like a bluebell. Like a periwinkle kind of colour. And the last two. And I've done this live because I wanted you to see how I did it. It's very pretty. of glitter on it, but it will be fine. So we've now added a little bit of colour to the centre of these flowers, and I'm chucking that because it's the one that I wiped the glue up with. Don't clean your stamps with a gluey wipe like I just did. Empty. Let's put these back. Linda says she uses lilac and purple all the time. It's just strange. I'm always drawn to blues and like turquoise colours, and I like neutrals. So I like browns and beiges and golds and that kind of thing. It's personal preference. Whatever you're into, it works for me. Right, so now back to the card. I used mine a couple of days ago and stupidly stamped and then cut out. It was different but still looked good. You could do it either way, Wendy. I only do it this way just because it's quicker when I'm demonstrating. I'll leave those to dry until we get to that stage. So Karen's just popped a link on for the papers. I'm back over to YouTube. It is a beautiful colour. Yeah, Charlie and Willy Wonka. I said that right. Right, so for this card, these are the bits of paper that I've got left over. So I already kind of know what I'm doing with this. And you know that I always tell you to keep your... Hi, Kerry. I always tell you to keep your bits of scrap and your waste, etc. Like all these little bits here are just waste that was left over from the card. So I'm gonna start layering this this card up. So this is just a plain piece of white. I'm doing nothing else to it apart from foam tape. I'm just going to put... This is my clean and simple card, everybody. It is clean and it is quite simple. So this is where you'll see it all start to come together. So this is going just off centre. That's not straight. Now it is. That's going just off centre. And then we've got two pieces of this die. So we're going to have one piece this side and the other piece on the other side, yeah? But this part is going over the tag, yeah? So what we've done is we've taken that die and made it look different again. So if you look at this section, let me bring that in a bit. If you look at this piece of the die, can you see that that looks bigger than the actual die cut? Is that not just clever? So we've extended how big that die looks. So I'm just going to glue this on one side. In fact, let me do it with the brush. Now I've found it. Let's do it with the brush now that we've found it. I don't know where the others are. I have got about 6 of these. So this is going on, just hanging off the edge. Just hanging off the edge. I'm going to put the other piece on that tag in a minute. Then we've got a little strip of the paper. So this little strip of the paper is going down the middle. Just like so. So not the middle, ignore what I said. It's going just to the side. And then I've got two more pieces here. Yeah. So these little bits here are going underneath, over the top. I'm just going to snip off the excess from that. These are all just scraps. So all these bits I've got here are just scraps from the card that I've prepped. And you will understand why I've got this here in a second. Because this is what the sentiment is going to sit on top of. And that's going on there just like that. I'm going to bring the glue gel in now. Oops. Make some space. I need a bigger desk, or I need less on my desk. It's actually a shame to cover that up. I wonder if I can do, let me just give me a sec. I'm going to pop this on first. I'm just wondering if I can do this layout without covering that up. Where's my glue? Here it is. It's almost blasphemy to cover up that too much. I've got lots of lovely glitter in my brush. It's very pretty. Just making sure it lines up. Oh, that was fortunate. So I'm just sticking that on that side. She might have done. Karen must have taken them back to the show. And don't forget, I've not forgot about this. That's going there. You're only going to see a bit of that. Yeah, so you're only going to see a bit of it. In fact, I'll do that. I'll put that on next. I'm not glittering that. This is just going straight on. And I am using the brush again, look. So again, I'll apologise in case we haven't got any. That's just going straight on the edge. Straight on the edge. Hang on, that's bugging me because it's not quite central. That's it. And then the tag is going on next. And I am now moving on to glue gel rather than foam tape. I don't think we've got enough of these texture dyes, everybody. So just letting you know. I love this though. I love that we've got one that's the same design but bigger. Talk about coordination. So now I've moved on to the glue gel so that I can fit into these little segments. Oh, stop me there. Somebody stop me there. I nearly did it. Nearly did it. I need to put my twine in there first. Very nearly did it. Very nearly did it. So I'm going to make a feature of this twine. Let's be over generous. And twine is absolutely fabulous with a bit of this and a bit of that. Twine is fabulous with these colours as well. So you can see I've made a massive, I'm not going to tear it. Yeah. You will understand why I've done that, because it's actually going to be a feature on this card. So this twine is going to be part of the design. So now I can put on my glue gel. I hope you're getting a different idea of how to use things. So this side needs to be a bit higher. I hope I've got some more of this, otherwise I'll be panicking. Well, I've just had a little thing pop up on my screen telling me I am live on YouTube. Well, you're a bit late notifying us. So remember, this is going to be a feature. So now I can pop that on, squidge it in a bit. Bear with me because I want it straight. Details. It's all about the details. Love that, love that. So now we've got the extra little bit of paper. I'm just going to see if I can adapt this, because in my head I wanted the sentiment on here. I am going to glitter that in a second as well, but I don't know whether it's... No, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Doing it. I'm sticking to my original plan. So this is going to get tucked underneath the edge of there. So if I was using a stamp, I could make this piece smaller. But I'm not. I'm using my dies. I can't see what anybody's saying to me at the moment, but I will look when I stop for a breather. So I'm tucking that underneath. And this is coming just off the edge. It's so lovely. It's coming just off the edge of that bottom layer, look. So it looks like it's at the edge of that card, but it isn't. I'll push it in just a little bit more. So it's just inside the outer edge of the card, okay? Slowly but surely we are getting there. I've got too much crap on my desk, so I'm going to make some space. Get a drink, Phil. Oh, that's all congealed. That's revolting. I'm just going to glitter the sentiment, and you know how I'm doing it. So this is the birthday wishes. That is from the same set. So this birthday wishes is from the same set as the edge down there. It's going to get the glitter and brush treatment. Just remember, these are quite fragile, so be careful when you're doing it. That's enough. Oops. Yeah, just do it gently. That was the chair creaking, just for clarity. Oh, this takes this to a whole new level. Look at that. And the same with the wishes. I'm having a lovely time. I hope you are as well. Birthday wishes in lovely glittery letters. I'm covered in diamond dazzle. Covered in diamond dazzle. So what I'm going to do is just pop that there for a second. I'm just going to leave these for a minute to dry. Whilst I'm waiting for those to dry, we'll shape the flowers. Yeah, see, everybody loves lilac, except for me. No, it is pretty. Lilac and white is a lovely combination. It's probably purples that I struggle with. The only purple colours that I particularly like are the dark ones like plum and like aubergine colours. Darker tones. So let's just shape these flowers up. When I find my mat, here it is. And these are just 2 on 2, so there are only 3 flowers going on this card tonight. And I'm just shaping the tips. And you will see what a lovely, oh, it's almost perfect. The colour match with these papers is almost perfect. I need to just tell you, everybody, these dies are not going to last, and if it's going to be this busy on Create and Craft, I haven't got any more, so I'm just letting you know. So if anybody is watching this after the live and you're umming and ahhing, I'm telling you now, you need to get them, because they are not going to last. And I always think I've ordered enough, and I'm always wrong. Look at this colour match. Oh, stunning. So let me just get these layered up. Let me see if I've stamped one better than the other. No, they're all fabulous. Only 3 flowers, yeah. You will understand why when it's put together. It only needs 3 flowers. Even I can restrain when I need to. What am I looking for? Tweezers. So these are just same size, double layered. Only 3 flowers tonight. It's just wrong, but it's enough. So put them. Oh no, I need to put the pearls in. I'm just using plain white pearls, or I am when I find them. That is my chair creaking. There they are. Just plain white pearls for this. I'm doing my usual trick with the extra glue in the middle so I can give them a glittery ring, because who doesn't like a glittery ring? Oops, I don't know where that went, but Spider can have that one. And I know, Sue Reardon, if you're watching, I am using my tweezers and not my pickup tool. But I've done. You don't need to shout at me because I've done it. There is a lot of fabulous going on. We have our 2 golden vouchers. I always forget about the golden vouchers, yeah. Why 2? I mean, I'm generous, but so the glue that leaks out, look, gives me that lovely glittery centre. I'm going to do my last job of glittering, which is the leaves. I may as well do it while I've got everything out. And then I can finish the assembly. Just as a point of interest, I'm just going to show you this. I know the papers have been busy, but I just want to show you. I just want to show you one of the others, because when I was planning this demo, look at them colours. Oh, I love those colours. I very nearly did it with these colours tonight. And if you bought the ink pads that I used last week, these would match that. Aren't them 2 colours together gorgeous? Love it. I very nearly did it in them, and that's from the Nebula set. The Nebula. You know I like browns and neutrals. So I'm just going to glitter these leaves. These are the Floral Finery leaves. Floral Finery 2 will be landing for the design team tomorrow. We've got quite a few new things for this year. And I've done a new... Oh, I shouldn't really tell you, but I'm going to do. I've done a new collection, a new dye collection that is something completely different. Completely different to what you've seen anywhere. So let's just see how quick it is before somebody does something similar. Oh, I'm being naughty. If only you could read my mind. Right, so back to the card. Back to the card, look. So we're going to pop the sentiment on next. And this is just going on with glue. Why am I doing that? I've just cleaned it and I didn't need to. The glue's not quite dried on the front of these, so that's why I'm doing it this way. Absolutely, Chrissy. Yeah, Sandu, yeah, they're the ones I used last week. They would work perfectly with that paper. I was this close from doing it in that colourway. So, birthday. This is why I like the framed sentiments dies. So I haven't used this in the way I originally designed them, which was for you to have all those lovely layering nesting dies there, look. When I originally designed these, remember I showed you all the different ways you could layer up that nesting die set? And I've literally used it on the edge and just the sentiment. Birthday wishes. Now, you all know me well enough to know that if I was making this card for myself, this would be popped on an 8x8. Right, so before I put my flowers on, we're going to do this thing with the twine. So I'm going to twist the twine, and I'm going to have it down here as a feature. Okay, let me just see how much space I need to leave myself. So I need to leave myself a little bit more space. So I'm going to come there, I think. Yeah, that looks about right to me. Come on, glue, don't let me down now. So I'm just trying not to get too much excess glue there, because I don't like to see it. So I'm just holding that in place. So that is now set. Oh, so lovely. I wonder if I'd have time to demo this on TV. What do you think? Or do you think they'll panic? Oops, sorry, I've just banged everything. Flowers. Flowers next. I did have another bit of the paper, let me just show you. I did have another little bit of the paper, but I decided against it because you've got enough with that there. So flowers are going on next. Getaway driver. It totally amazes me how you come up with something different twice a week along with everything else you do. Thank you, Janet. Saz must have heard what I said. Sherry says, I think the flowers need a spider. Well, that spider that I saw running down the curtain was twice as big, well, 3 times as big as these little flowers. So let's get these on. Anne says, not in a million years would you have time to do this on CNC. I think you might be right, Anne. And Nina agrees. Janet agrees. If you pre-glitter and gesso, I'm sure you could do it on TV. See, Rob's got faith. They would need to pay me overtime. You don't get paid at all for going on TV. I used to do when I worked for CNC, what do you call it, Creative Expressions, but I don't anymore. You are funny. Right, so I'm popping the flowers on first before I put the leaves on. So that is now set. That's going nowhere. So the 3... oh, I always do that. Have you noticed? So this one's going on an angle. The big one's going next to it on an angle. The small one on there on an angle. And the 2 leaves, I know that I need this one. So remember, for those of you that maybe haven't seen my leaves, which leaves are they? These are the Fantastic Fronds. Fantastic Fronds in the Floral Finery collection. Can you see, look, you've got a left facing and a right facing, as I always do. So I know that I want the right facing one here. So that is going on first. I'm just going to shape it back a bit. A little bit of glue gel. I've probably only got 10 minutes left. Chuke, are you still watching? I told you it was clean and simple. Whenever I put clean, I do clean and simple-ish, but not clean and simple per se. And then the other one here, I need to chop into 2 sections. So I want the 2 and I want the 3. The glue's not quite dried on these leaves. It needed a few minutes longer just to set the glitter. So the 3 is going under here. And the 2 is going under there. So it's good that you can separate them and make smaller fronds. I'm always mindful of that when I'm designing new foliage. So make sure that's stuck. Oh, it doesn't help when you've got glue on your tweezers. There we go. And then you know what the last job is. You already know what the last job is. But this time, I'm just going to bring this in and show you. But this time, instead of doing random pearls like I normally do, yeah, can you see, look, on these dies, there is a section for pearls, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm still doing random. I'm just going to, I hate doing this, but I'm just going to tell you this now, everybody. These texture dies are not going to last. So the stock that I've got for TV is for TV. I can't take any from it, and I don't think these texture dies are going to last till the end of the week. So if you're umming and ahhing about the texture dies, don't say I didn't warn you. So we are having random, but we're having random on the die. And this is one of the reasons why I love dies that you can do lots of things with. Let's have one there, and let's have one there. And now I can't see where I put the glue. What was that? So this time I will use the pickup tool. So one there. Oops. One there. Oh, this is so lovely. I wish you could see it in real life. And I think for me, the fact that this card is a little bit media, but it's so easy to do. So easy to do. Yeah, I knew I'd missed one. And I think that we are done. I'm just looking to see if I've missed any. No, we are done. We are done. Yep, no spiders were harmed in the making of this card. Unlike, yeah, except if it's a butterfly or a dragonfly, it might be different. So let me just clean up my mat, and then I'll bring it in and do another recap. Now I need to tell you, I've already told you twice, I'm not going to say it again after this time, these dies are not going to last. So I'm going to ask Karen one last time to pop the links on for these dies for our website. You can get them individually, or you can get them in a trio. And the trio gives you all 3 new dies with a 15% saving. The stock I've got for TV on Thursday is their stock. I can't take any more from it. So once they're gone, they are gone. And if I do restock, it's not going to be for several months. So you've been warned. Forewarned is forearmed, as the old saying goes. So let's have a quick look at this in close detail. You can actually tell, looking at this, that the main focal point of this card is that texture die. And that whole section there, remember I showed you at the beginning when I was putting it together, is from that one die. It looks bigger because I've torn it at an angle, and when you put it on at an angle you can make it look bigger. However, all of these dies can be laid next to each other, so the focal point for me is 100% that gorgeous intricate circles die. I love the tag and I love the sweep of twine. I love that card very, very much. So let's just I'm going to do one last recap of the new dies. One little reminder of the code for the papers. I've lost the lid for my glue, as always. Wendy, I know what you're saying to me. Put them in a pot, Phil, like Wendy told me to. But I don't know where it is, so... Oh, it's here. Right, so let's just show you the new dies again. I'm going to leave the card there. So the 3 new dies that are available. I don't normally do this either. So you are able to order them before they've been on TV, which is Thursday. So the one on the left is the intricate tiles, which is probably my favourite. Shouldn't have favourites, I know, but that is the intricate tiles, and this card would work with all 3 of these, by the way. So that is the intricate tiles. The one on the right is the one that I've used this evening, and that is the ornate circles. And the last one, when I can get to it, is the posh plaid. So that is the posh plaid. So that is all 3 of the new A6 texture dies. Yours will come with the A6 magnetic storage sheet, as ever, as always. If you're going for the papers... Oh, I forgot where I've put them. Where did I put it? Oh, it's here. Oh, I can't reach. Oh. The one that I've used is the Aurora. So the Beautiful Brushstrokes collection. If you're going for any of the papers from the Beautiful Brushstrokes collection, excuse me, when you check out, add the code PAPERS in capital letters and you'll get 30% off these, yeah? And I'm just going to do another little show of the little things that I did earlier. So that is using the doodah, the ornate circles, just glued at the back, look, of a frame that I've cut from my die cut circles. And look how different that looks to this card. Fabulous. You can do the same with the solid ones. So the solid bit, the bit that came out of that circle, I've then stuck on it the posh plaid. So it's almost like an embossed piece, but much more dimensional. How gorgeous is that as well? So my top tip for you all would be, if you like these, don't hang about. I'm going to do a little reminder of the workshop that I've got in store. So I've got an in-store workshop on the 20th of July, where we are doing an A4 mixed media canvas. So if you can get to my shop, there's loads of parking on the front. If you can get to my shop, get yourself booked in and come and have a crafty day with me. Yeah, 7x7. It's a 7x7 card, yeah. It would probably end up being 8x8 from me. You know what I'm like. I like the big ones. Yeah, so if you can get to my shop, come and have a workshop with me and make a fabulous mixed media canvas from start to finish. And no, you don't need any experience of working with mixed media, because I'm going to teach you everything. So that's it, everybody. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Go and get your dies, because I know what's going to happen. Some people are going to be disappointed, but I can't do anything about it, so I apologise now. So thank you for a lovely evening. It's now 9:15. I'm going to go and clean my hands and get some dinner. So thanks, everybody. Oh no, I need to do all the social things and the winner. La 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 la. You're working on the 20th of July. That's ridiculous. Get an annual leave in. And come and do a mixed media canvas with us at the shop. Right, let me do the socials and the giveaway. I'm going to do a giveaway. What can I do for the giveaway? Can't be the new dies. I wonder if Karen will let me do the... I wonder if she'll let me do the... Karen, are you still watching? Can I give these away? Might be a different set to the birthday wishes, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let me do the socials first. So, if you haven't yet, please do get on our blog and subscribe to the blog. Yeah. So, the design team, Saz, Helen, Elaine, Ilona, Angela, and Lozzie keep contributing loads and loads of content and instructions for the blog. So go and get yourself signed up. It's free to sign up, and then you'll be notified every time they add some new content. So that is the blog, and please leave them comments, because they work really hard on the blog for me. So leave them a comment. Just tell them they're doing a fabulous job. If you haven't yet, please do like and follow my Sentimentally Yours Facebook page. That is the address, at Sentimentally Yours. The shop Facebook page, as ever, is at Honeypot Crafts. My Facebook page is at Phill Crafty Martin, or you can just search for Phill.Martin and it will find me. Our Instagram is, surprise, surprise, Phill M Martin. And the M does stand for marvellous, by the way. My TikTok is Phill M Martin. And if you haven't yet, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Crafting with Phill Martin. And we're live every Monday evening on the YouTube channel and on Facebook. Right, so I'm going to pop over to YouTube and choose the winner. Karen says I can give away... There's no happy hour on Thursday, but I'll probably do it on Friday night. Yeah? I'll probably do it on Friday night, the happy hour this week. So just so you know. Yeah? So over to YouTube. I'm going to choose a name at random from the... Well, stop on a name at random from all the lovely comments. So good luck, everybody. If your name is chosen, you'll win one of the Frame Sentiments die sets. You just need to send me a... private message on Facebook on the Sentimentally Yours page with your name and address and a reminder of what you've won. So just a reminder that you've won a Frame Sentiment stamp set. So here we go. Scroll, scroll, scroll. So my name has stopped on Sarah Phillips. Sarah Phillips, are you the Sarah that I know already? I'm not sure. But congratulations, Sarah, you've won one of the die sets. So send us a private message with your name and address, please, and just a reminder that you've won a Frame Sentiment set. So thank you, everybody on YouTube. I will see you on Thursday evening in the Facebook group for our happy hour. And if not, I will see you on Crate and Craft on Thursday at 1 and 5. So over to Facebook. Good luck, everybody. Crikey, there's lots of comments. Let me just get to the top. So the winner on Facebook is Heather Pearson. So congratulations, Heather. You've won one of the die sets. My mouse has stopped on your name. So same as always, private message, Sentimentally Yours page, name and address, and a reminder of what you've won. So thank you very much, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed that. Go and get your dies, because I don't think they're going to last till the end of the week. And incidentally, the code for the papers will be active until Sunday, I think Karen said. So thanks, everybody. I'm now going to pop off and have my dinner, and I will see you on Crate and Craft on Thursday at 1 p.m. Thanks, everybody. Bye.